It takes a lot for somebody to lose their black stripe. I mean, you would know you lost yours pretty early in the process. JT's been here for 30 days, and yet he is already gone. What have you maybe seen from him? And some of that's players, they're gone. So what, as players, have you seen from him that within 30 days he lost his black stripe?
I mean, he's really mature. You know, it seems he came in and knew what he wanted to do, knew what he wanted to accomplish. You know, in the workouts and all the runs we had, I could tell that, you know, he doesn't act like a freshman. He acts like he's like a veteran guy almost. And when it's time to the field, you know, he's still a freshman. He's gonna make freshman mistakes and do freshman things, but he got better every day. And I feel like that's where the stripe came off.
You said you'd never seen him when we asked you about him back in Indy. But obviously you've seen Jack. Can you just, as a football player, can you describe him like?
What? Who's like?
JT.
JT's big and strong and athletic. Those are probably his biggest aspects. You know, he's still a freshman, so he's still growing into his body. He's got a lot of room to fill out, and it's going to be a huge asset for the Buckeyes in the next coming years.
Coach Johnson was saying, Zach, that you've gained 15 pounds. You're stronger, you're bigger, but you're just as quick. Why did you want to gain the weight, and how difficult is it to maybe put on 15 pounds but still keep your quickness?
It's not that hard. You know, we lift and run every single day with Coach Mick, so as I'm gaining the weight, I'm still running, working on my speed mechanics and my speed technique, and that's where the quickness continues. And the idea behind, you know, gaining weight is Coach Mick always says that I have a really big frame, and I can hold a lot of weight. And, so what we decided was, you know, put as much weight on him where he still looks move and where he's still quick and athletic and agile, and that's what we did.
You feel like this is like the ideal weight for you? What are you, 6'6", 272, I believe you said?
Yeah, I feel pretty good at this weight.
Zach, coming out of the spring, you're one of those breakthrough guys that Coach Day talked about as really making that jump. Have you continued that during camp? You feel like you're still progressing that way?
Yeah, I'm getting better and better every day.
And in terms of your entire line, the last decade you've got the Bosa, you've got Chase. Would this be the best line, or at least as good a line as Ohio State's had because of the depth on this unit?
I think so, yeah. I think this could be one of the best defensive lines we've seen at Ohio State, and that's saying something because we've had some good defensive lines.
Tyreek wasn't able to play in the national championship game. He was just talking about how frustrating that was, obviously, especially coming off maybe his best game against Clemson. How excited are you about Tyreek Smith this season?
I'm real excited. You know, Tyreek's always been a good ball player, and he's just getting better and better. And I feel like the older he gets, the more mature he gets, and the more goal focused he is, and he's locked in on what he wants to achieve. And I feel like once Tyreek's locked in, nobody can stop him.
How much easier is it to play beside an All-American? Like, how much easier is it when you play beside an All-American than if you just had another defensive tackle in there? You get to play beside Haskell every down. How much easier does that make you?
I mean, yeah, we gel together. We've been playing together since I was a freshman. You know, for 3 years, we have pretty good. What's the word I'm looking for? Chemistry together, and it's almost like I can look over and know what he's thinking. He can do the same, vice versa.
Zach, you look really comfortable up
Thank you. It's a little hot.
there. I mean, you got a hoodie
I got
on,
it. Well, I mean, yeah.
So that's
And the lights is bright too,
that's a
so
your decision.
yeah.
But you look a lot more comfortable than you looked when you first got here. The first time we talked to you clearly didn't want to be there. You probably don't want to be here now, but at least you're embracing the moment. What has changed? On the field is what it is, but what's changed in your personality that this is the Zach we're seeing today who's joking around with us?
Nothing. This is who I've always been. I just didn't always give you all the insight to it. Like I remember during recruiting, everybody always would be like, "Yeah, Zach's a nice, quiet guy. He's calm and collected." I'm like, bro, if you ask anybody who actually knows me, quiet would be the last word they use to describe me. Yeah, so it's just.
This is a result of trying to prove everybody who thinks you're quiet wrong.
No, not even that. I'm just, being myself more, being more comfortable in my skin.
Coach Day even talked about that when he was talking about you. He said when you were being recruited, you didn't know what to make of you, and he said now that he knows you, it's like two different guys.
Yeah, Coach Mick always says the same thing. He's like, I hated you in recruiting. He'd show up and wouldn't talk and just look and just mope around. I'm like, Coach, I didn't like recruiting. I didn't know anybody, so I'm not just going to be this around people I don't know. It might be a little off-putting.
Is this the first year you really feel like you can be yourself inside the program and even out?
No, I've been like this, the D-line room definitely has seen this side of Zach, and I feel like a lot of my close friends of the team have seen this side of Zach, and now it's really just you guys are the only ones who haven't seen this side. So I've seen the real Zach, not this side.
Being a leader, though, do you feel compelled to step up and even talk more? I mean, amongst your fellow players, etc.
Yeah, and it's definitely something I'm continuing to work on. My leadership skills I have always have room to improve, and there's things like I said, being more vocal as opposed to just being a lead by example guy, which I've always kind of been, and that's something that I'm working on every day.
The other thing, Jack, how do you put on 20 pounds? What's the key for a big guy like you who's already pretty big?
You gotta eat a lot of food.
Give me an example of what you had to increase, so to speak.
Eat a lot of food.
Yeah, like what? I mean, not just bad stuff, right?
I mean, hey, I like pizza, buffalo chicken wraps. My dad makes pretty good chili. He drops some of that off sometimes. So really just eat everything and anything I get a hand on. And with the working out we do with Coach Mick, it's in the way my body works, it's not going to be necessarily like bad weight. It's always going to end up shaping up a little bit. There's definitely times where I get a little big and Coach Mick's like, you got to maybe watch what you eat a little bit, but mostly really just eating anything I can get my hands on.
But the way Coach Mick has brought it along, I mean, the process you guys have had, you feel as fast as ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's,
Is that odd to you that, carrying around a little kid on your back, but you're
Not really. I mean, ever since like the 7th grade, I've been gaining weight and getting faster. Even because my track time used to always decrease, and I would always get bigger every season. So I mean, it's just kind of something that I feel like people think weight, they just think of like fat. When I've been gaining muscle and more fast twitch muscle, and that's what's making me more explosive and faster.
You guys probably saw it coming with Haskell Garrett last year, but we didn't see it coming. Can you maybe think back to your expectations for Haskell coming into last year and him becoming an All-American? Did that at all take you by surprise?
I mean, no, Haskell's always been a ball player, and I feel like he's matured a lot. I can tell by the way he talks to the room and talks to the unit and talks to the team. And like I said with Tyreek, his goals got realigned, and once he saw what he wanted to do, he went and got it. And so I'm proud of Haskell.
Coach Johnson was talking about you've stepped up as a leader. We knew that. You're a Big Ten Media Days. That said a lot. And Tyreek Smith has stepped up as a leader. He also said Javonte Jean-Baptiste has stepped up as a leader. What have you seen from Javonte, both from a leadership role and on the field so far?
Yeah, Javonte's been playing the best ball I've since he's been here. Today I think he had like 2 sacks at practice, and that's always something that you applaud when guys are going against the best. And off the field, he's definitely also felt more comfortable in his voice and his experience. Because Javonte, y'all might not all know, but Javonte's had a journey here at Ohio State that not all you guys know, and it's definitely, he's been helping the freshmen out, telling them, just stick to it. Like, I get it now. You might not feel as confident. You might not, feel like you're ready for this, but you are. Just stick to it. It's a process. And not everybody comes in and is ready to be a starter, first-round draft pick day one. That's like 1 in a million. So it's a process.
against?
When we talk with you guys as ends, we talk a lot about sack reduction, but I feel like since you've been here, you've played the run really well, and I know that doesn't always show up in the stat sheet, but just how much pride do you take in that, and why do you think you have been so good against the run?
Coach Jay always says that's man on man. When you stop in the run, that's really just who wants it more. Their job is to move me, and my job is to not get moved, and that's something that I kind of take pride in. Just being an anchor on the edge and fitting on my techniques well and making sure the ball doesn't run through my gap.
But you've also, from video I've watched, you've been relentless. I mean, you don't just.
Huh? Yeah. Special. You ate my cake yesterday, bro. I don't want to hear none of that, bro. You want some? Next time we make it, I'll bring it for you. I promise you.
Chili.
You seem relentless too. I mean, 4 to 6, but sometimes it goes 8. You're still chasing. You're still. Where does that come from, Zach?
I mean, I've been running the ball like that since high school. It's fun to me. And that's one thing I've always been good at is running. So I mean, if that's part of the game that I need to do it, I'm gonna do it. And a lot of times it's kind of fun for me, like even in practice, like a receiver will catch a pass and try to run, and I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can chase him down. So that's kind of something that I just do, and it's carried on to the games and helped me make a lot of plays that way.
What is the biggest thing that JT and Jack Sawyer would want to notice when they play in a real college football game that's going to open their eyes? I mean, you've been through it. I mean, what's the thing? I don't know if you warn them about it or you consult with them about it, but what's going to be different for them?
I mean, they're going to be nervous. That's probably really the only thing. Like, I remember my first game, all the older guys like Chase and Jay Sean and BB, they were all like, Zach, you think you got it, but you're gonna step on the field and you're gonna see all the fans looking at you and you're gonna get nervous. And you're gonna feel like one play with 25 players, you're gonna be out of breath, gassed. And that's just something that I tell them when the game time comes around, that like, once you get your nerves under control, it's just football. Once you get that first hit under your belt, it's just going back to practice, you know, and that's when you just have fun and go make plays.
Zach, last year you guys had a lot of pressure on quarterbacks, but not a lot of sacks. It's largely the same group returning. What did you guys have to do in the offseason to make sure that was shored up so you guys are getting them, even if it's 2 seconds quick?
A lot of film study, a lot of drills with Coach Jay and working on how we eliminate any of the extra movement that we were doing and like any extra steps and any hesitation and maybe flipping our hips. We crossed our foot a little bit and that pushed us out wide and we were able to touch the quarterback as opposed to getting a clean sack. And it's small details when you're working with what 0.2 seconds of getting the ball off. So it's just, you know, Coach Jay being a perfectionist and him making sure that we're on our P's and Q's and that's with each other too. Like during the reps, I'll talk to all the ends and all the D linemen about, you know, maybe you gotta tighten down, or maybe you gotta try this, that, or the third to get there instead of just getting a pressure.